Good evening and welcome along to the Broadcasting Lounge. We are coming to you live from Road Atlanta and very, very excited to be here for round 5 of the Manon Racing Products GTE series. So we get to put some GTE cars around a very popular circuit within Supercars NZ, and very much looking forward to seeing everybody go out there tonight. Corey's alongside me in the broadcasting lounge. How are you, Corey?
G'day, Shano. Yeah, no, good as. We're getting through another week, round 5, like you say. And yeah, it's a driver favourite, Road Atlanta. The ups and downs, especially 10A, 10B. I love that section of track when you get it right. You get through there and get round turn 11 and turn 12, down that hill into the front straight, start your lap around here. It is a glorious place. It's in my top 5, Shano.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favourites as well, and you can see the layout there on the right hand side of that graphic. Very twisty up through that first sector, but what you can't see on the map is the elevation change all the way around the lap, and it's very much up and down, undulating, fighting the blind crests as you make your way through some of those corners, and it makes it very challenging and a lot of fun when you get it all together. Cars are lining up on the grid down there right now. We can have a look at what the grid order is going to look like, and we've got Stephen McCartan lining up on pole alongside Billy Rowley, Lisa Swinney and Brett O'Keefe there on the second row. Then Aaron Goodrick and Sean McNamara, Matt Gerard, Blake Greenhill. Back to Chris Zalewski, Wayne Hartnell, Jonathan Turner, Tom McCall, Nico Cordia, Phil Carpenter, Tom McCall, Kristen Jenkins, Dan Nolan, and then Ben McMurray, Steve Darren, Bill Kilgour, Dan Turner, Andy Uden, and Heath Mahone. Looks like he is going to round out the grid tonight.
Yeah, bit of a crowd. Looks like 22 starters, possibly. Maybe Andy Uden may have left the building. I'm not too sure. But yeah, the light's about to go out. A short parade lap.
Yeah, so safety car lining them up on the back straight, and Stefan keen to get going, almost pushing the safety car away there, but safety car does eventually roll off, and in a moment the safety car will peel off into pit lane and we will be ready to go racing. Not giving them long to get into it at all, just a couple of corners and then green flag as they come into the final corner. Stefan leads them out, Billy Rowley slots in behind, and then there's a bit of jostling for position going on in the background. Bruno Key
It
files
was
up
like
to P4. Nico Cordia has managed to get past Jonathan Turner early on as everybody
it was like
settles.
21 starters. Shano can confirm.
Yes, so Andy did drop out there, so not sure what happened to him as Brett O'Keefe puts a move on Leith Swinney for P3. And Leith was coming under a bit of pressure there from Aaron Goodrick as well following that move.
Oh, Steve Darren having a moment.
Yeah, Steve's dropped all the way back to 21st, and that is not the correct paint showing on Steve's car there.
Or maybe do a refresh of trading paints.
Yeah, it looks like it's just finished re-downloading them. I might just need to hit Control R on, not Alt R, Control R on my iRace, and we'll see the cars go white for a moment, but then we should get the correct liveries back. Well, that hasn't worked. All right, let's bear with us, and hopefully we'll get everybody's correct paints on shortly.
Yeah, we can blame this one on me. Looks like they're coming through now. You've got Stefan McCartan there in the front. He's, of course, running an Anzac livery. This week we're running Anzac paints, Shano, and there was some awesome paints out there on Tuesday. And to match it tonight, there is some awesome paints out there. A few of the cars all rocking. Some of the teams getting right amongst it. Absolutely awesome to see.
Yes, very cool. And thanks to our Raceweek sponsor, Racecrafts, we've got a button box to give away to the favourite Anzac livery, which is going to be decided by essentially a Facebook poll, I think, Corey, or likes on people's
Yeah.
paints on Facebook.
Yeah, so I've been through and taken a average shot of all the cars I could find with the Anzac tributes on them, and we're going to post them up on Saturday. So we'll have the Piston Cup. Those cars are also here, and they'll be running tomorrow night around here for the Piston Cup at Road Atlanta. So that's also included in it as well. Since that is Anzac Day tomorrow, we are Anzac Eve as you would today.
Yeah, Anzac Day tomorrow. I'll be up bright and early for the dawn service. Mind you, I'm normally up around that time for work anyway, so it's no great change for me there.
Yep, I will be going to a form of service. It's called a Warriors game. I'm looking forward to that. Sober driving some friends up to it. Got a free ticket. Cannot say no. And Anzac ceremonies they have at the NRL games, pretty awesome. Always wanted to go. So that's, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's very cool to be able to go to a Warriors Anzac Day game.
Everybody's sort of settling in. The top two cars, no change in position. BJ O'Keefe up one into P3. Aaron Goodrick, he's up one into P4. Lee Swinney has been the loser of two positions to those two guys as well.
Oh,
See,
contact.
sideways
Oh,
there.
good save, Matty Gerard. I thought for sure contact there was going to see him spinning off into the gravel, but he held it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Blarkey just seen a gap and ran for it.
Yeah, he went for the gap. There was a touch. Matt Gerard got all sorts of sideways, but somehow he gathered it up. That was super impressive.
And yeah, g'day to our watchers. Scotty, here you are, and Dick Daddy Racing, good evening. And he's cheering on Andy, and I don't think Andy's in here. Oh, he is in here. No, he's not. I don't think he is.
So
No.
Sean McNamara has been able to get ahead of Lee Swinney as well. So Leith down 3 spots now. Hasn't had the best start to this race, and he's continued to go backwards. So not sure whether he's having some difficulties out there. He obviously managed to string a pretty good quali lap together, but hasn't been able to replicate that in terms of race pace so far. But potentially just maybe saving a little bit of fuel. We're seeing that a little bit of a theme with the 23-minute or 22-minute races we were having for the first heat race earlier in the season, that there tends to be a bit of fuel saving, but tonight we just got 15 minutes first time up, so I think they should be okay to get to the end on one tank of fuel. So maybe just looking after the tyres a little bit in the early stages and hoping to bring some pace towards the end, or maybe just struggling in general on race pace.
Yeah, well, it's under a minute 20 around here, everybody. A minute 15, Stefan McCartan is currently tracking at Justin. And this race will be over before we know it. There's 9 odd minutes to go. It's can go anywhere though, don't touch my mistake.
Yeah, Scotty commenting there that it's gotten dark and questioning if rain's coming. No, unfortunately the GTE cars are not rain enabled. And yes, it has gotten quite dark. I think that's just due to the sun getting a bit lower in the sky. We are running in the late afternoon here, so I think
It's
if I,
5:09 p.m.
yeah, I think if I set it up how I think I set it up, and this was 5 weeks ago or so that I set all the races up, but I believe I set it up to finish right around sunset, so you should have enough light to be able to see what's going on the stream, while still giving the guys a bit of challenge to deal with, and the headlights will start to take over.
Very cool. That's always cool. A little bit of change in the light, and it either catches you or it doesn't.
The Leaf, despite the struggles he has had early on, he's actually putting the pressure back on Sean McNamara now, so this is probably a good battle to keep an eye on. Although, as I say that, Aaron Goodrick also putting pressure on Brett O'Keefe, so Aaron looking strong on this one. He's already gained one position getting ahead of Leith, and he's keen to see if he can find a way around BJ.
Yeah, Matthew Gerard's managed to find his way back past Blake Greenhill as well. Not sure if we got a replay of that
There's
pass.
two, and Dan Turner, I just noticed his name dropping, so he's had a little moment there. See what I can find on. I do have Matt Gerard passing Blake Greenhill. Drafting down the back straight. Spots a little gap on the left hand side that gives him the inside for the first part of the chicane. Blake tries to get the switch back, but Matt doing a good job. Goes a little bit defensive down into the final corner. Oh, and then Blake just running wide off the back of that curb there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of racing there. Dan Turner currently running around in 12th position, up 8 spots too, Dan, biggest mover in the field.
Yeah, but he lost a couple of spots here. Just missed turn 3 there, so he was up 10 spots before that in that case. And just lost out to Phil Carpenter and Nico Cordia as a result of running wide at turn 3 and having to cut across the grass there, but he's closed back up to Nico.
Yeah, awesome job Dan's done on the Team West Anzac livery as well.
Yeah, absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, great choice of colours. The sunset behind the soldiers is a favourite of mine. So trying to get a move here on Nico Cordia.
And he's been able to get that done well before the braking zone.
Yeah, downhill braking there into 10A too gets a little tricky.
Further down the field, we've got Chris Zalewski half a second behind Bill Kilgour. They're fighting over P17.
Yeah, another great Anzac livery too on the racecraft's car too. He's done a fantastic job with the GTEs and the V8. Both look stunning.
Yeah, very good job he's done on that. And of course, Chris and Racecraft's our weekly sponsor for this week. And big thanks to Chris for throwing out a button box for us to give away. And as I mentioned earlier, we've put that up as part of our prize pool for Best Anzac Livery. So look out
Yeah,
for the Facebook post on Saturday.
Yeah, with 189 bucks or 190 bucks pretty much. So that's pretty cool. Got LED lights and buttons and toggle switches and stuff on it. So it looks like it's got 12 different things on it. 8 buttons, a couple of turny ones, and a couple of switches.
Yeah, it's a very good prize that he's given us to give away. Very much above and beyond the $50 contribution that we asked from our weekly sponsors. So thank you very much, Chris, for that. I clicked away from him because I saw the gap get very close, down to under a tenth of a second between Aaron Goodrick and Brett O'Keefe. So this battle is really heating up for the final spot on the podium as we are getting down into the dying minutes of the race. We've got just coming down to 2 minutes remaining. Stefan about to start another lap, so I think he'll get this one in and one more, and then so next time around after this we should get the white flag.
These, I just hear BJ over the comms. He's got 0 rear tyres. He hasn't looked after the tyres. Going to be defending for this at least a couple of laps here. It's going to be tough. Rampant Ginge, Aaron Goodrick.
Yeah, that surprises me. These tyres normally hold on pretty well over the course of an hour long stint, so I'm not sure what he's done to chew up the rear tyres that badly within a 15-minute race, but he'll potentially be looking to make some setup changes to look after them better in the second race, or maybe just drive a bit nicer on them. But yeah, he's certainly having to defend pretty hard at the moment.
Yeah, knowing BJ, he's full tilt at everything he does, so that'll just be it. Just probably a little rough on the gear.
I'll tell you what, despite struggling with the rear tyres at the moment, he's doing a great job to hold Aaron off, and he's only going to do it for one more lap. They'll have the white flag now. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the white flag come up on our screen, but they will be getting that white flag. We're under a minute remaining, and Stefan not long started the lap, so he will be on that white flag lap now. And probably one thing that Brett's got going for him with the rear tyres having gone off is he seems to be getting good rotation through those first few corners, and it probably helps him in that first sector, and it's allowed him to just stretch that lead out to half a second. But now as we get down into the slower corners, this is where it's going to be a struggle for him to get the acceleration off this tight corner here and onto the straight. And then Aaron's going to be able to tuck into the toe as well to help close that gap up as we get up towards the chicane. Stephen McCartan,
Yes.
meanwhile, is approaching the chicane himself, and he is going to be coming around the last couple of corners now, and barring any big moment through here, he's going to come across the line and claim the win in race 1 tonight. Well done, Stephen McCartan. 6 seconds
Yeah.
clear of Billy Rowley, who comes home in second.
Yeah, Billy just slowed up over that last couple of laps, and these two here managed to catch up a little bit. So Brett O'Keefe and Aaron Goodrick coming across the line in third and fourth.
Yeah, Sean McNamara 5th, Lee Swinney 6th, Matthew Gerard 7th, Blake Greenhill 8th, Matt Gerard 9th, Dan Turner up 10 spots to grab a top 10 finish, and reverse grid pole, finishing in 10th position there. Phil Carpenter just missing out on the 10, coming home in 11th, Nico Cordia 12th, Jonathan Turner 13th, Ben McMurray 14th. He's actually, well, I hope he was actually looking at the right sim when he was driving this time, because he's done pretty well if he wasn't. Tom McCall 15th, Heath Mahone 16th, Bill Kilgour 17th, Chris Zalewski 18th, Dan Turner 19th, and Kristen Jenkins coming home in 20th. It looks like, unfortunately, Steve Darren, after his early struggles, pulled the pin early on that one. Hopefully he will be back for race 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen him leave the building, so he's still in Discord as well, so possibly is going to make his way back out. But we've got a 5-minute warm-up. The guys are going maybe some setup changes. As you say, BJ O'Keefe might need to work on keeping those rears a little cooler, maybe change the pressure.
Yeah, there's a few little things he might be able to do to look after them. Yeah, make a pressure adjustment. Maybe take some camber off the rears there. Certainly, a lot of camber will give you plenty of grip, but adds to tyre wear. So yeah, there's a few things we might be able to do. Might be able to soften up the rear of the car a little bit to help as well. We'll see if he can get better tyre life out of that second race. Because if he can't, he's going to have a lot of work to do because it's a longer race as well. 25 minutes, I think.
Yeah, second race will be 25 minutes, and the top 10 is inverted like every week, so that chucks a little spanner in the works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and it's always exciting to see the guys who are able to get home with a race win or near the front of the field in the first race, having to come through from the back end of the top 10 to try and get a strong result in the second race.
Yeah, Team West lockout. So Daniel Turner and Wayne Hartnell on the front row for the second race, coming in 9th and 10th respectively.
And their Anzac paints will be front and centre at the start of the race, and we mentioned a little bit about the Anzac giveaway that we've got going on, so this is all the information here.
Yeah, there's been some great paints, and it's cool to have multiple cars. I think there's about 20 odd pictures for the V8s on Tuesday, and well over a dozen in here tonight as well, which is pretty awesome. And we've still got one race night to go to get some more. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, Piston Cup, chuck on your Anzac livery. You know, if you haven't got one, make one up. Give it a hoon. It's good fun. Good for the mind. Pretty cool button box to give away, plus some cash. And out of that cash, there's going to be a donation to the winner gets to choose. So we'll have the first place and second place. The first place gets the bottom box and a donation. They get to pick where it goes, and some cash goes to the second person as well.
Yeah, very cool. A great idea that is too.
Yes, keep an eye on the Facebook group, the Supercars NZ community, where all the information for everything normally gets put, either there and in Discord. And it'll be there'll be some pictures go up there on Saturday, and yeah, you find your car and you tag your friends in it, send them it, just hassle everybody on your friends list, everybody in your emails, in your little black book, get amongst it.
And we certainly love seeing all the Anzac liveries out there as well, because obviously very important to acknowledge our history and the the people that we've unfortunately lost who have gone out there to fight for our freedom. And yeah, over a number of wars we've had many people serve, many soldiers give their lives, and yeah, just such an important way to honour them by recognising Anzac Day every year. And this is just our little way of contributing to that, is encouraging all the guys to get out there and run these tribute liveries, which all look very good.
Not too long for the warm up to go, another 10 seconds, and the screen will go black. and we'll be lining up on the back straight for another start. 25 minutes, the second race. Reverse top 10. Oh, can't wait. Get excited. Get excited.
Yeah, it will be exciting, and they should need to come in and get some fuel at some point during those 25 minutes as well. They shouldn't have enough to get through the race. No compulsory pit stop, but unless they're going to do a considerable amount of saving, they should need to be in at some point there. We can run through the grid before we get down there. Dan Turner taking that reverse grid pole from Wayne Hartnell. Matthew Gerard lining up there in second. Sorry, Blake Greenhall and Matthew Gerard on the second row. And then Leith Swinney, Sean McNamara, Aaron Goodrick, Brett O'Keefe there in eighth. Billy Rowley in ninth from Stephen McCartan. Winner of race one will have to try and come through from 10th on the grid there. Phil Carpenter 11th, Nico Cordia 12th, Jonathan Turner, Ben McMurray, Tom Nicole, Heath Mahone. And then we can roll back to row 9, Bill Kilgour, Chris Zalewski, Dan Nolan, Kristen Jenkins, and Steve Darren rounding out the grid if he joins us for the second race. He didn't finish that first one, and I'm not seeing his name lighting up there as yet, so I think he is going to, or I think he has already called it an early night as they set off on the formation lap. Dan Turner is going to have control. I'll get the green flag now, and they are underway. Oh, there's a bit of three wide. I think Leith Swinney involved in that. Brett O'Keefe going backwards. Oh! Sean McNamara sideways and off into the grass. Looks like he might have made the tyres as well. He's backed it out of there and getting going again, but he was caught up in contact at turn one and went off into the grass. Blake Greenhill fighting with Matthew Gerard, again continuing that battle from race one, and Matthew got the better of him in that race and started behind him in this one, but he's already been able to find his way around. Stephen McCartan already up to P7 early on in this one.
Leith Swinney getting around the outside of Blake Greenhall, maybe? He's trying anyway. He has.
Oh, Blake's got him back though, and Leith vulnerable to Stefan McCartan now, and Stefan gets that spot, runs a wheel through the dirt on the exit, but up to P5, up 5 spots already. And that was Billy Rowley in the background putting a move on Leith as well, so Leith just having momentum against him at the moment. Had gained some spots from his starting position, but towards the end of that lap he's just dropped a little bit, sort of lost one spot, and then momentum was not on his side, and it's just snowballed a bit, and he's dealing with some pressure from Aaron Goodrick currently as well.
Well, it is getting dark out there now. The headlights starting to take effect for the lads.
You can see the shadows stretching out over the track. Oh, Leith Swinney putting a move, return serve back on Billy Rowley. Oh, Aaron locking up in behind it. I think there was a bit of a touch there in the braking zone as well, but they will get away with it. There's plenty of gravel all over the track on the exit of the chicane.
Yeah, a little bit of damage there on the front of Aaron Goodrick's Corvette. There are signs, definitely signs of a little nose to bumps going on there. Can I say that? I do.
You can say
Let's go.
anything. Actually, I'm going to retract that statement before you do go and say anything.
No, no, no. I'm the good boy. Billy just fighting off a little fight here from Leith's Winnie. Aaron Goodrick in the background of that as well, just waiting for his chance.
Yes.
Stefan, he's made his way up into fourth now, up 6 spots already, and we're through 3 laps.
Leith has managed to get to the inside down the back straight, and looks like he's going to wrap that one up, make the move stick, and now Billy's just receiving pressure from Aaron Goodrick. So Leith able to turn that momentum around and get back one of those spots. He'll be keen to get on with it and see if he can get back to where he started. As you say, Stefan McCartan has made his way around Blake Greenhall and moved up to fourth, and he's got those podium runners in his sights as Matt Gerard runs wide at the end of the staircase there, and that was all the invitation Stefan needed to get P3.
Yeah, he's good. You just Stefan McCartan, he keeps on racing hard, and doesn't matter what he's racing. Watched him last night on an oval, doing really well up the front. I think Jonathan Turner just having a whoopsie, managing to avoid the wall, thankfully for him. And looking forward to next week, Shano V8's heading to Barber Motorsport Park, and we head to Algarve for the GTEs. Looking forward to that. You can catch all the action on the Broadcasting Lounge YouTube and Facebook, and NZ Sim Racing TV on a Thursday.
Yeah, that'll be good, exciting action. Barber, great track there in Alabama. Barber Motorsports Park, normally home to, well, often home to IndyCar anyway, as well as a range of other American racing series. But we're going to take some V8s there next week, and it tends to be a track that lends itself quite well to V8 racing, and I think Algarve is going to be a track that will lend itself well to GTE racing. So very much looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, Barber is always a cool track to go to in the past V8s. We haven't been there in Gen 3, so awesome. Looking forward to that. And I see Aaron Goodrick has come into the pit lane. I'm not too sure he's coming back out.
He's been sitting there for 50 seconds now, so yeah, not sure. He might not be coming back into this one by the look of it. We can see what happened to Sean McNamara at the start. So this was into turn one, arrived on the scene. Looked like he had a little bit of a touch in the braking zone maybe, and then almost gathered it up and just sort of lost it again when they really got in there. I wonder if we can pick up another angle that might tell a bit more of the story. I think that might have been...
He looked like he was already into that BMW slide we've seen quite often on cold tyres this season.
Yeah, I just wonder... I think it was Billy Rowley that was in behind under brakes. He was certainly very close. I'm wondering if this might... No, it wasn't Billy Rowley. It must have been... Okay, let's try that one again. Brett O'Keefe it was in behind. Was there... there may have been a touch, but it was certainly well after that he dropped it. So ultimately he's done it by himself, but might have been assisted by having a little bit of a bump under brakes and carrying a bit more speed in there than what he had anticipated. I just noticed Bill Kilgour's name. Oh,
Oh,
that's a massive one. He's going to have to tow. No live safety car in the GTEs, so he's able to just tow straight back to the pits. Doesn't have to request that, but that is huge.
yeah, I've got Thomas McCall on a meatball flag as well, but he's got a bit of damage on the rear right quarter of the car, but it looks to be tracking straight. But he'll have to come in and get that repaired once you get a meatball flag. I think you got 2 or 3 laps, don't you?
Yeah, 3 laps I think. Oh, Bill just touching the grass, trying to steal a little bit of extra track into turn one there, and just clipped the grass and lost the rear, backed it hard into the tyre barrier.
And he's parked it up. He's gone into the trailer. Has Bill Kilgour, Little Willie.
Dan Turner and Phil Carpenter going side by side. And Phil just able to hold on to the position, I think. I think Phil was previously ahead at the start of that exchange.
Yeah, Stefan has made his way up 9 spots into P1 now.
Oh yeah, he has too.
He's starting to open up a gap from Matthew Gerard, currently sitting in second, Wayne Hartnell in third. So he's lost 1 spot. Something must have happened to Dan Turner for him to lose so many. He's down already into 10th. So something's happened there, but there's a lot of green in that top 10.
Yeah, so Dan Turner did have a crash.
Yeah, not easy when you're trying to do everything with your hands, as Dan Turner and Kristen Jenkins. The pair of them both in wheelchairs. Sim racing with the use of some pretty awesome tools from a company called Simability, and they make so you've got a brake and accelerator on the back of the steering wheel. So learning to be very gentle with the hands, I'd say.
Yeah, and that just looked again like that BMW rear slide that we've become so used to since we started going GTE racing last season. Oh, apologies, I've just clicked on the complete wrong data there. This was what I was trying to have a look at. This was Stephen McCartan passing Wayne Hartnell for the lead. So down into the chicane, and then I think Wayne just got a little bit unsettled and lost out to his teammate as well. But Wayne has, I think, potentially while we've been watching that replay, Wayne's dropped behind Blake Greenhill as well. So this is a look at what happened there. So just the draft down the back straight, Blake able to get that done pretty easily. I don't think Matthew fought it very hard. He probably jumped on the brakes a little bit early to give Blake the space there because he recognised that he just didn't have the pace to hold on to that, I think.
Yeah, and a welcome back to Blake. And what a welcome back present to come back and grab himself a podium if he can hold on to it.
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far. Billy Rowley now putting some pressure on Wayne Hartnell, so I wonder if Wayne's done what BJ did in race 1 and burnt up his rear tyres early on. If that's the case, he might want to think about getting to the pits pretty soon and just change them. Whether he changes all four or just the rears. Personally, I would recommend just do all four, because if you do just fronts or just rears, it can create a very strong imbalance in terms of having warm tyres on one end and cold tyres on the other end, and it becomes very hard to drive. We are starting to see some pit stops. BJ's in, so unsurprising, getting to that time where he had burnt up those rear tyres in the first race. He's come into the pits, although it looked like he stayed on the ground there, so I'm not sure he's actually changed the tyres in this one. Jonathan Turner also into pit lane.
Yeah, heat behind looks to have towed. He's on a black flag. Doesn't tell me what the flag's for. Anyway,
A
it
black
looks like
flag as opposed to a meatball flag.
well, he could have sped into pit lane. I'm not too sure, or gone backwards, and yeah, we never know.
Not over the incident point limit by any chance?
Yeah, he is. That'll be it. That works that out.
Yep. So just watching JT's pit stop there, I did notice that he definitely didn't go up on the jacks, so he hasn't changed tyres. He's got the same ones on that he started the race with. Scott pointed out that BJ was close to the pit exit blend line. That actually makes me want to have a look at that myself. So this is him leaving the pit, so we can jump on board. Oh, he was pretty close, wasn't he?
Yeah, no flag though, so it's alright.
Yeah, the
Race on.
great thing about sim racing is it monitors all that automatically. We don't have to wait for the stewards to investigate it.
Race leader in. Blake Greenhall as well. Wayne Hartnell also down the lane. Sean McNamara following suit. So it's left Matthew Gerard, Billy Rowley and Nico Cordia taking over the first three positions, and will be the only cars not to have made a stop.
Yeah, so we've gone as far into this race as what they did in the first race, and everybody choosing to get in there, get the fuel on board. Got under 10 minutes remaining, so certainly over the halfway mark, so they will be in a position now where they can well and truly get filled up and get to the end of the race.
Yeah, get in there, get your fuel, and then get back in that rhythm. Definitely a rhythm track, this one.
Yeah, very much so. And Matt Gerard and Billy Rowley now coming into the pits. Nico Cordia follows them in as well, so that will be everybody having made at least one pit stop. In fact, everybody will have made exactly one pit stop. Nobody's come in and taken a second one yet.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hope everybody's got some plans for their Easter weekend and has a great time. Drive
Plans
safe out there.
plans for Easter weekend. They might be a bit
Oh,
later for plan.
Anzac. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, can we rewind? I hope everybody has a fantastic and safe Anzac weekend. Drive safe out there if you're heading away. Don't be an idiot. And stay away from the idiots.
Yep, take your time. Better to get there half an hour later than not at all.
Yes, definitely 100%, 100%. Yeah, just don't drive like a pleb. And yeah, keep your family safe.
Absolutely.
And a big thank you to Manon Racing Products for backing the GTE series for the second time around, and long-time sponsors of the GT3 series too, Barry and the team. And I hope everybody had a great time at the V8s, racing on the sims there, the MRP sims. But round 11 is going to be an MRP endurance round. Shano, have you got any details we can share?
Yeah, so hopefully we should have the sign up for that out this weekend, and it's going to be a race at Road America in the GTEs. It's not technically going to be round 11 because it's not going to be part of this championship. It's going to be a separate little race, and there's some prizes to give away. There's going to be an entry fee on that.
Yeah, we
I
can
should be able to tell you what the prizes and the entry fee are, but Corey's put me on the spot, so
yeah, I like to get one over you after you've done that to me before too. But the entry fee will be $20,
there you go.
and there is a V&M 13 Newton meter direct drive wheel up as one of the prizes. So that'll be given away at a random draw to everybody that enters, and obviously I think finishes, or maybe they didn't finish. I don't know. We'll have to work that one out. And there'll be 175 and 50 for first, second, and third.
There we go. Very cool.
It definitely will be pretty cool. And also, yeah, I think it's around a similar week. It could be even the same week. We will be doing the MRP. Sorry, the MRX endurance round, which is a separate championship round. They just worked out that they were on the same week, I think, but might not be. I'm going to have to look now because my mind's only thinking about that. No.
I think the MRX one's only a couple of weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be week 10, so
Oh,
round
week
10,
10.
so yeah, we've
Oh,
still got well, a few races to go before we get there, but yeah, round 11, so one week we'll have an MRX Enduro, and the week after that we'll have an MRP Enduro, so that should be fun.
and of course that MRX Enduro will be the return of the top 10 shootout to Supercars NZ.
Oh, how well did that go last season? Fantastic.
Yeah, it was absolutely epic, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, and we might even have to, towards the end of the season, maybe have another soapbox derby down Mount Washington, maybe in a different car, maybe GTEs this time.
Oh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, get a little bit of flight.
So
Well, the
BJ's
races.
been BJ's been putting a
Well,
bit of pressure on Wayne Hartnell. He just had a little bit of a mistake on the last lap and dropped back, but he's been able to close that gap in pretty rapidly. So he's got a bit of a pace advantage over Wayne. He just hasn't been able to find a way around as yet.
yeah, Billy Rowley and Lee Swinney both tracking pretty well these last few laps. A little bit faster than Matthew Gerard and Blake Greenhall, around about a second quicker. So these two may be coming up. Well, they are. They're quite close up to the back of Blake Greenhall, are they now? Yeah.
Yeah, Billy within that half a second of Blake. Leith still a couple of seconds back from Billy.
And we're probably going to have 2 laps to go. Oh, a minute 20. No, maybe, yeah, 2. This one and then white flag the next time by a round after that, I think. At a guess, at a guess. Don't quote me
Uh,
on it.
I think, are you looking at the iRacing time again by any chance?
No, I probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just coming up to 2 minutes to go. and Stefan's halfway through this lap, so actually it might still work out much the same. Might still be white flag next time by, or could be
Right,
pretty close.
I'll sit in my car and I'll be able to tell you because it'll come up. Yeah, live from pit lane. All I can see is the crutch of my fake lollipop man.
I think he's coming up to the line now, based on my time, and he's just started another lap, and there's just under a minute and a half to go. So I think we'll get this one and one more.
Yes, I can confirm.
And Billy really closing in on the rear of Blake Greenhill now, so he wants to take that podium off him, and so far he's been able to make that happen, but certainly not out of the question that Blake could find a way back past.
Yeah, Lee Swinney, the only guy in the field that is where he started.
Yeah, and coincidentally, or maybe not so coincidentally, where he started and where he's going to finish is right in the middle of that top 10. So, well, one place higher than the middle of the top 10. So he obviously finished race 1 in 6th, started race 2 in 5th, and has been able to hold on to that. So Stephen McCartan on the final lap now, absolutely cruising out there in that Ford.
He's definitely driven it like he stole it this season. Stephen McCartan, championship leader.
Yeah, and we brought in the one car for the season rule this season, and Stefan surprised everybody by choosing the Ford, and he's absolutely showing that, well, basically, no excuses. The Ford's just as good as any other car in the hands of a driver as good as Stefan McCartan anyway.
Yeah, 557 points he's on at the moment, so he would have nabbed himself another 70 points for each win tonight as well. So into the 600s he goes, and Lee Swinney currently second. Sean McNamara in third. He always comes third in things, doesn't he, Sean?
Yeah, he seems to be making third a favourite position. It makes you wonder why he doesn't try a bit harder and get P2 or P1.
Yeah, congratulations, Stefan McCartan comes across the line and becomes a victor, a double win tonight for him.
Yeah, Matt Gerard coming home in P2. Blake did manage to get the podium. Billy Rowley must have had an incident
Let's
on the
go.
last lap. Great celebration from Blake.
Let's go. Oh, I love it.
Leith Swinney 4th. Wayne Hartnell 5th. Billy Rowley comes home in 6th. Not sure what happened to him on the last lap. We'll see if I can find it once everybody's come across the line. Nick Accordia 7th. Dan Turner 8th. Chris Zalewski 9th. Sean McNamara recovering to 10th after the turn 1 incident. Tom McCall 11th. Brett O'Keefe 12th. So he's had some dramas late in the race as well. Jonathan Turner 14th. Kristen Jenkins 15th. And looks like the rest all failing to finish. Phil Carpenter only did 10 laps. I think only 15 finishes in that one. And oh, BJ hasn't actually finished yet.
Yeah, I've just asked where he's pulled over to let
Yes,
everybody
yeah.
go past, but he had to give Billy a little push because Billy ran out of fuel.
Ah, that's what happened to Billy.
So I
Okay.
get to play this. I get to play this now.
So Billy running out of fuel, running in a podium position, getting a push home from his teammate, who then, because he's not racing every week, pulled over to not take points off everybody.
Yeah, that's why I love my teammates.
Very good stuff. So that wraps up another week of GTE racing. Have we got anybody waiting to have a chat?
No, no, we haven't. We could probably roll on out with the thanks and how's your father?
Yeah, so big thanks to MRP, Manon Racing Products, for sponsoring the GTE series this season, carrying on from last season. And of course, Racecraft NZ for being our race week sponsor this week and putting up that button box for us to give away, which is a very cool prize and above and beyond the contribution that we ask of our weekly sponsors. So that's a very cool contribution from Chris and the team there. Big thanks to you, Corey, for joining me tonight.
Hey, pleasure as always, Shano. I love turning up on a Thursday and watching all the action and talking a little bit of crap about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? And of course, thanks as usual to everybody at home. I'm going to say thank you that I don't normally say, that I should say more often, is thanks to all the drivers for coming along and giving us something to talk about and putting on a great show. We absolutely love it. Awesome for all the drivers, and thanks to iRacing as well for giving us the platform to go racing on. And we will see you all next time.